WSNY and WSNY HD Columbus.
Welcome to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the show that brings you man-on-the-street interviews, celebrity guests, groundbreaking research, and heartwarming stories about the reasons we smile. Our show is also known as everything you've always wanted to know about dentistry, but we're too numb to ask. Hello, I'm General Dentist Dr. Kvitko, and thank you for joining me today.
The following views and opinions do not necessarily reflect those of this station, its staff, management, or parent company. To hear a replay of this show or one of the great shows that previously aired, log on to thereasonswesmile.com or iTunes, keyword Dr. Kvitko or The Reasons We Smile. Listeners should not use Dr. Kvitko's comments and advice in place of an actual dental exam.
Brighten your life with a smile that shows the professional touch of Dr. Kvitko.
Time now for The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Call 459-9769 to discuss your dental issues. Now, here's your host, Dr. Kvitko.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Reasons We Smile. Thank you so much for joining me. It's going to be a great day, and I'll tell you what, it was a wonderful day yesterday, too, which is because I went to the second annual Jones Foundation Donut Run. It was really fun. It's an event that raised money for oral cancer awareness and research. Actually, it's actually research. But when you raise awareness, you actually can raise more money. So I went down there and had a great time. The people are wonderful, and we're going to hear some of those interviews in just a second. But before we do, let me remind you that we are video streaming. So if you want to watch the show, you can go to Ustream TV. That's U with a U, not Y-O-U, but Ustream TV, or rather Ustream.tv, and type in either Dr. Kvitko or The Reasons We Smile, all right? And I think you can actually go to thereasonswesmile.com and watch it as well. Okay, so if you would go to my office Facebook page and like us, that would be awesome. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Dr. Kvitko. All right, so let's hear from some of the folks at the second annual Jones Foundation Donut Run. All right, so I came to the second annual Donut Run. It is sponsored by Jones Foundation, which is a foundation that raises money for oral cancer awareness and research for oral cancer treatment. And I'm with Josh Riley, who is the chairman of the board, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so tell me about this event and about Jones Foundation in general.
Sure. Well, the event was started off as a fun, family-friendly 5K event, and it very quickly grew to be our single largest fundraiser. So it's a fun outing where it's donut holes every other kilometer. We've got a donut corral with a half dozen donuts that each participant gets. We've got local bakeries, local sponsorship, local volunteers. It's just a really fun family outing, and I've never seen so many people break out into dance in the middle of the square in my life. Yeah.
You know, it's so counterintuitive to take somebody that exercises and offer them donuts every mile.
Yeah, absolutely. The donuts helped kind of burn off some of that and or put it back on, yeah.
So whose idea was it to mix donuts with running?
It was mine, because I was looking around at all the different options for 5Ks in Central Ohio, and I realized that there was kind of a void there. There wasn't necessarily an event that paid homage to the donut. There are plenty of other things. There's a paint run. There's a hot
paint run. Do they like spray you with spray paint?
So it's actually called the color run, and yeah, it's like a powder.
Oh, they throw that on you.
Yeah. So they throw it on you. You run through. You get blasted with colors. We've got a hot chocolate run here in Central Ohio, but there was a real need for a fried donut treat kind of a sponsored event, yeah.
Plus you probably get free police escorts with the donut run.
Well, we're actually thinking about potentially engaging some of our fellow citizens in the Columbus Police Force and something like that. So who knows? More to come maybe next year.
Okay, well that sounds cool. So now how did you originally get involved? Do you have a relative that had oral cancer? You know the people that did? How did that work?
Sure. So my involvement with the Jones Foundation actually begins with my involvement in the dental industry as a whole. My family owned a dental supply company for years.
What's it called?
Riley Dental Supply.
Mike Riley?
Mike Riley.
Is your dad?
Is my dad.
I know Mike.
Yeah.
He lives in Texas now or something, right?
He actually lives in Clintonville.
You're kidding.
No. He's close. Yeah, he's very close. Mike Riley's my dad, and so that's my initial kind of engagement in the dental field, and there was this natural kind of a synergy between myself and the Jones Foundation, because a big piece of what we do is bridging the gap between the MDs at the James and the dental practitioners out in the field, because they're the front line of defense.
Awesome. That's awesome. Now, Joan, tell me about Joan and how this foundation came about. You know the story. I know the story too, but I'd like to hear it from the official guy.
Sure. Well, with Joan...
let me stop you.
Yeah.
I used to think it was the Jones Foundation, meaning somebody's last name, but it's not. It's Jones Foundation, JOAN''S.
Yeah.
Once you know that, it's easier to find online, by the way.
Right.
So tell me about Joan.
Sure. So Joan was a young woman who, at a very young age, in her, I believe she was early 30s, started to develop some form of a lesion and or bump in her mouth. She'd gone to her existing dental practitioner and mentioned it, and they said, okay, we'll take a look at it. They sent Joan back out and said, you know what, let's give this some time to see whether or not this on itself just sort of dissipates and or goes away, and it didn't. And unfortunately, it grew and grew and grew, became very, very aggressive. And with Joan, it's a situation where unfortunately it wasn't diagnosed or caught in time, and Joan ended up unfortunately being a casualty to head and neck cancer. Very young age.
In her 30s, right?
Yeah, in her 30s.
And I understand from her mom, what, about 8 months after having a baby?
Yeah.
8 weeks or 8 months?
I believe it was 8 weeks.
Wow, yeah. Just 2 months after having a child, she succumbed.
Yeah. So it's a really tragic story, and so we're all carrying the torch for Joan to ensure that we have that partnership and that bridge there. And as you know, Dr. Vitko, one of our primary drivers is that partnership and that early detection mechanism, which we've created via our Preceptor app, which is available on the Apple App Store. Yeah.
Right, and in fact, they had one for the Droid. There were some glitches. I think they have them worked out right now.
Yes, they do. I believe the Droid glitch is worked out. I know for a fact for iOS we're good to go. For Apple, yeah.
Okay, and I didn't. Wow, they have the first runners already finishing.
Finishing.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing.
Amazing.
Wow, 18 minutes and 50 some. Let me see what that says. 18 minutes and 53 seconds. Okay. Okay. So we're going to pick up our interview with Josh later. Actually, he has to run now that the runners are returning. And we're going to try to talk to Joan's sister, her mom, maybe a couple of the cancer doctors that are here, some of the runners. Looks like they're having to get the Gatorade ready for the runners as they return. That's fine. All right, so now I've come upon Joan's mother. Her name is Lee Beavy, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about this event. Tell me about Joan, first of all. It must be very sad that you lost her in the first place, and what were the circumstances?
Joan was 29 when she first was diagnosed. She had kept thinking it was a canker sore, and she kept being treated for this canker sore, and it never seemed to go away. And finally one day when she went to the dentist for something else, the dentist recognized this and sent her immediately to an oral surgeon for a biopsy, and then she was diagnosed. And from then on, she had a portion of her tongue removed, and things seemed to go well until almost 5 years later when this dreadful disease came back. And then she had to have a part of her jaw removed and of the leg fibia put in its place. And
that's a bone in the leg.
Yes, the bone in the leg. And she fought back from that as hard as she could, and then after she became pregnant, she found that she had cancer again.
Oh boy.
She lived only 10 weeks after her first child was born.
Oh, that's so sad. Does anybody know what caused it? What caused her to get the cancer?
No, the doctor, Dr. Schuler, who's certainly one of the finest in the country, had no answer to why she had this cancer. She was never a smoker and drank only as a very moderate social drinker.
Okay.
Didn't have those kinds of things.
Wow. That's really, really sad. But it's really, really neat what you guys are doing to try to raise money and awareness.
Well, actually, it all started with Joan. Before she had her child, when she was pregnant, she wanted to set up a family fund at Ohio State to do research for head and neck cancer to help others and to hopefully help herself. But unfortunately, that did not come to be. She did, and when she passed away, it became a memorial fund, and it's an endowment where all the money does go to head and neck cancer research.
I happen to notice on the website that there are no paid employees with this foundation, which is really neat.
Well, there is some help.
Oh, there's some help. Okay. So, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm going to interview some of the people that came to run. Take care now.
Thank you.
All right, now in a minute we're going to do Dr. Kvitko's question of the day, but I just want to mention I actually gave Lee's last name incorrectly. I said her name was Beavy, and she said yes. She didn't hear me apparently. Her name is Levy. All right, now you may want to remember that even though alcohol and tobacco use increases a person's chance of developing oral, head, and neck cancer, Joan Levy Basisi did not smoke or drink. All right, the winner's going to receive free flowers from Vice Timber Florist, and the second and third callers are going to get a half dozen donuts from me. So before we do the question, though, we'd like you to listen to this.
This station will not be held liable for any contesting during The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Participation in the contest allows Dr. Kvitko to record and broadcast your name and call. One winner per household. Prizes are non-transferable, cannot be substituted, and are subject to taxes and fees. This station cannot be responsible for the inability to enter the contest, whether due to equipment malfunction or telephone difficulties. All decisions of Dr. Kvitko concerning this contest or eligibility are final.
I was scared of dentists in the dark. I was scared of dentists in the dark.
And now it's time for Dr. Kvitko's question of the day.
All right, and the question of the day is, which of the following statements is true? A, smoking increases a person's chance of developing head and neck cancer. B, drinking alcohol increases the chance of developing head and neck cancer. C, early detection and early treatment of head and neck cancer is one of the most important factors in surviving the disease. D, it is possible to develop head and neck cancer even if you have never smoked or consumed alcohol. Or E, all of the above. All right? The winner's going to receive free flowers from Vice Timber Florist. They'll be delivered to your place of business this Tuesday afternoon. And in honor of the donut run, I'm throwing in free half dozen of donuts to callers number 2 and 3. All right? The number to call, 459-9769. 459-9769. So go ahead and call now.
Stay tuned to Dr. Kvitko.
Hi, my name's Athena. My family and I have been patients of Dr. Kvitko and Associates for over 10 years. We've gone to Dr. Kvitko for numerous reasons, especially cleanings, crowns, and root canals. Since going to Dr. Kvitko, I get compliments every day on how beautiful my smile is, and people always ask me how I get my teeth so white. I used to be afraid of the dentist, but Dr. Kvitko and his staff make you feel very comfortable and relaxed, and I'm not afraid anymore. I would recommend Dr. Kvitko for all your family's dental needs.
Call Dr. Kvitko and Associates today, 614-262-9588.
Dr. Kvitko, let's go!
Hi, I'm Johanna, and I've been a dental patient at Dr. Kvitko and Associates for over 10 years. I would really recommend Dr. Kvitko for your family's dental care. They're friendly. They're always there to help me. I feel like family when I walk in the door. It's clean, it's comfortable. Even if I have to bring my kids, they have a great playroom for them. I know when I'm with Dr. Kvitko, they are taking that extra time to make sure that I'm going to be the healthiest I can be. They've been great. I love them.
Call Dr. Kvitko and Associates today, 614-262-9588.
Hi, this is Richard Simmons. Dr. Kvitko's here, and he's going to help you with all of your problems. Are your teeth yellow? He can fix that. Are you missing a tooth? He can put a new one in. How is that?
That's very good. Thank you, Richard.
Hi, I'm Dominique Reichert. Like what you hear? Why not use the show to promote your product or service by becoming a sponsor? Call 614-262-9588 to learn how. That's 614-262-9588. Call now.
I bought a toothbrush, some toothpaste, a flannel for my face, pajamas, a hairbrush, new shoes, and a cake.
All right, we're back. This is The Reasons We Smile. We are doing Dr. Kvitko's question of the day, and we have callers on the line. We have Gary, Holly, Rose, and Kelly. And so, Gary, you are the winner of the flowers if you have the correct answer. What is the correct answer?
All the above.
That is correct. Yes. Thank you so much for calling in and listening. And what do you do for a living? I always ask. I'm very curious.
I'm sorry. I got a bad connection.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Gary?
What's that?
What do you do for a living?
I am in law enforcement.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, hey, stay on the phone because we have to get information for you to get those free flowers, all right?
All right, thank you.
And then callers number 2 and 3 are Holly and Rose. So Holly and Rose, please stay on the line. We have to get your information as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to send you a gift certificate to the donut store of your choice, and you'll be telling my producer that, okay? All right, so I forgot to mention this is show number 408. Let's go back to my interviews from the second annual Jones Foundation Donut Run. Okay, so I'm here with Shane. Shane is the one that won this race. I think I said it was 18 minutes and 50-some seconds.
Yeah,
is that about right?
Yeah, 18:51 on my GPS.
Okay, good. So what brought you out here? Are you supporting a friend or family member?
Absolutely, my mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
She's a cancer survivor?
Yes, she is.
That's awesome. Is she here?
She is. She's hopefully finishing up here soon.
She's actually running or walking?
She's running, yeah.
Awesome. That's really great.
My siblings and a bunch of family and friends are out as well. So.
How long of a survivor? How many years ago?
She was just diagnosed in, when was it?
Come on in here, guys. Okay, let's get, okay.
She's a survivor of 213-15 this year. Yeah,
all right, okay, awesome. Oh.
Very near dear cause to our heart because this is like one of the only ones in Central Ohio that we've ever found that was just for head and neck, and 100% of the proceeds go to the James. So we are so excited for a great cause.
What's your name?
Diana Glansman.
Hey, Diana. Oh, come closer, come closer. Yeah. I'm a dentist, so I'm also involved in this.
Oh, great. My mom has had a heck of a time with dental work. So, yes, especially with all the radiology that she's received. So, yes, radiation.
Yeah, I'm the show's called The Reasons We Smile, and I'm going to be having Dee Merrick, and I forget who she's bringing onto the show as soon as the Droid app is fixed. And actually, since they started working on the Droid app, I actually diagnosed an oral cancer patient. Unfortunately, he was 29. He's still alive, but he's 29, and he got treatment quickly within 2 weeks of me finding it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, good for you. That's why we have doctors like you and affiliated with such a great university. So thanks so much.
So I'm happy to be here, and this is a great cause. It is the only one that is head and neck. And I just talked to Joan's mom, Lee. Have you ever met her?
No, we would love to though.
Yeah, I got the story, and it's just it's very sad because hers was missed for about 2 years. Joan didn't miss it, but the doctors did.
Right. Yeah. My mom went to 3 doctors, I think, before they found it. Right? Hers is salivary gland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I have another lesion I'm going to submit through their app on Monday. The trouble is the Droid version isn't working yet. And what's your name?
My name's Eric Gregg, so I'm the oldest of the 3 here, and we're just tickled to be here for our mom, and she's just a great inspiration. She's out here running today, and actually the 3 of us just finished the marathon 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow!
And I think that thinking about mom and every day you got to live every day, and
I know.
I think that's really inspired all of us, and this one got it. This one got it.
I know.
Yeah, look at all this. Yeah,
there were
incredible.
There were over 1,100 registered, and that was just.
That's one of the biggest races, that's one of the biggest races I've seen in a long time around town. So just for a 5K.
Yeah.
I've been walking just to get some exercise. I was going to walk, but there's so many people to interview, I couldn't. I'll have to walk around my neighborhood instead. So when your mom comes, can you find me and let's introduce her?
Sure, yeah. Hey, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so the masses are coming back. All the runners are coming back now. It's let me see how many minutes it's taken the majority of these people to make that 5K. Oh, we're into 33 minutes and about, what does that say, 17 seconds. So it's not a very long time. Can I talk to you guys? Oh, too out of breath? Just looking to see who you're... Okay, talk to you. Are you supporting somebody here today?
No.
No, you just came out to run?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good.
Good cause.
Yeah.
Here to support a good cause today.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I know you're out of breath. Maybe I shouldn't have asked you, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's the reason.
That's the reason? Okay, it's radio, so...
Oh, okay.
There's no camera.
Hi.
No, she's better.
Shout out to Logan, Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to Logan. It's a nice place, nice little town.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. Did you guys come out and support somebody? Are you running for to support somebody that has oral cancer?
No, we're just here to run.
Just here to run?
Yeah, we love to run and support other people and other organizations, and different foundations around the Columbus area.
That's neat. So the fact that it raises money is just on the icing on the cake, right?
So yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of races. We just did the Columbus half a couple weeks ago. So.
Oh, really? That's the 13.1 or something? Yep. Saw the bumper sticker. I didn't know what it was at first. Had to look it up.
Yeah, one day we hope to do a full one day. So.
Okay, well, that's really cool. I don't know if I could even walk a full marathon, but maybe add up all the walking I've ever done. Well, thanks for coming out.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I found Shane, Diana, and Eric's mom. Remember, Shane won the race, and we were talking to him and his siblings earlier. And now we have Kathy, right?
You got it. I'm Kathy.
All right, Kathy. So I understand you are a survivor.
I am 8 months out, head and neck. I had salivary gland cancer.
Oh, which cheek?
Right over here.
Submandibular salivary gland.
Submandibular. And
I told you I was a dentist.
You are, and this is for, I volunteer at the James in the radiation oncology, and this is for everybody at the James, everybody that's still fighting the fight, and for all of those like me that are, that are survivors and cancer-free right now. So this race was very emotional for me. And I guess that's why my kids did so well. I'm so proud of them. They're marathon runners, and this was my fight song, just to take back my life song, and that's how I gained my strength back this year.
That's awesome. Now, you look like you're a runner, too. Were you a runner before the cancer?
I ran some, but never in races. So I started off with a 4-miler a couple of months ago, and then I've been working on this race, and so from here, I'll go on up to maybe 10Ks. But
wow. What was your time, by the way?
You know what? Probably slow as Christmas.
No.
Probably beat the walkers. I have no idea.
We're just here to have fun and raise money and awareness.
Yes, I was excited that the race closed out and everybody came out for head and neck, and this is a special cause.
I think is it $51,000 they raised today?
I'm not sure. I didn't hear, but
something crazy like that.
But I know everything goes to the James, and when I go in there Monday, it's the first thing I'm going to talk about.
Awesome. Now, do you know Dr. Techness?
I do not.
Dr. Kang?
No, Dr. Plakai, Dr. Old.
Okay.
The James, yes.
Okay.
Matthew Old and Duquesne Plakai.
Now, what were your symptoms? How did you know you had something that wasn't right, and who discovered it?
Actually, everybody needs to just listen to their own body. I just felt like I had like a swollen lymph gland in my neck, and so I became proactive, asked my family doctor, and he referred me to an ONT, and it took them all last summer to figure out what it was, because my type of cancer is very rare, and not that many have it, and they kept saying, oh, it's probably nothing, it would never be cancer, but it was. I had 33 radiation treatments. Last year at this time, this is what I was doing.
Wow. And look at the bright sunshine, and everybody's out having fun.
I feel so blessed, and my family's here, and, everybody's
That's awesome.
great.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, so I was fortunate enough to come upon Dr. Technos and Dr. Kong. We're going to have Dr. Kong on the show. Am I saying that right, by the way?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, on the show on November 15th, but he's out here obviously in support of the Jones Foundation Donut Run, and Dr. Technos. We had Dr. Technos on the show April of 2014 during Oral Cancer Awareness Week, right, Doctor?
That is correct.
Yeah. So you guys are very, very involved in this. Tell me, do you get involved in all of the cancer research events, or is this one near and dear to your heart?
Well, certainly I do get involved in all of them, but because I'm a head and neck cancer surgeon, this one is definitely near and dear to our heart. Plus, I've gotten to know Joan's mother,
Lee,
since I first arrived at Ohio State. And she really is the mother of head and neck cancer awareness in this town.
Yeah, because it just wasn't, nobody was doing it until recently. And you probably know the story of how my association with them helped us send an active oral cancer case. Did you hear that story?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they were working on the app, and it wasn't working yet, and we were meeting about that, and the Preceptor app. And in the meantime, I saw this lesion on this gentleman's tongue, a 29-year-old, and I said, I have one I want to submit, but it's not working. So she sent it in on her iPhone, which it was working for the iPhones, and within 2 weeks he had surgery. All right, hey, if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is The Reasons We Smile. In a minute, we'll be back with more from Dr. Technos, but let me just remind Holly, we lost Holly. Holly, if you want to call back and get the free donuts, please do. You probably have till about 8:15 to make that phone call, 459-9769. Otherwise, they're going to go unclaimed. All right, we have to go to a break. We'll be right back.
This is Clark Kellogg. Stay tuned for more of Dr. Kvitko.
Here at Dr. Kvitko and Associates, we are intensely dedicated to providing the absolute best dental care. The word mediocre isn't in our vocabulary. We just won't take shortcuts. Isn't that what you want in the person you trust with sharp objects in your mouth? Of course it is. However, people tend to assume high quality means expensive. But guess what? We're more affordable than you think. Our fees are about the same as one of those chains. But with us, you get our 34 years of experience and our unwavering commitment to quality. Discover for yourself. Call us at 614-262-9588.
When it comes to the overall health of your teeth, trust the experience of Dr. Kvitko and Associates. From dental cleanings and exams to restoration, dental implants, and pediatric care, Dr. Kvitko and Associates can give you something to smile about.
There's a lot of places out there that offer discount dentistry, but at Dr. Kvitko's, he actually takes the time.
See what Dr. Kvitko and Associates can do for you. Conveniently located on High Street in Clintonville, call 262-9588 or online at drkvitko.com.
Smile a little smile for me, Rosemary, Rosemary.
Wow, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what that app is supposed to do, and that's what this foundation is supposed to do, just raise awareness, get people in for treatment earlier, and the earlier we catch these lesions, the more likely people are to be cured.
Yeah, and Lee and I were talking, and she said there seems to be, and this was off air, there seems to be the need for almost like training, a lecture or a series of lectures on how to help us dentists broach the subject with our patient, because I don't want to cause alarm unnecessarily when I see something, and yet I want them to go. So there's this fine line between making them just terrified for no reason, and yet not having something go untreated and unnoticed. Do you have any advice on that? How about you, Dr. Kong?
Well, I completely agree with what you're saying, and I think that the earlier we detect this disease, the better our outcomes are. So, oftentimes dentists are the ones doing the more complete oral exam on the population. So if there's any concern at all, I think that specialists can see them at any time. I think that'd be totally appropriate.
Yeah, I have another lesion I'm going to submit. I don't think it's oral cancer, but it's like a hole in the floor of the mouth. Looks like it goes somewhere. Yeah. Tissues look normal color, normal everything, except there's a hole, and I don't know where it goes to. So I'm going to send a picture.
Well, I think a lot of times when things are suspicious or they just don't look right, there's a natural tendency not to want to bother people.
Exactly.
And ask about it, but that really is a mindset that we want to get away from, because it's no bother to catch a cancer early, and it's no bother because as we comment on whatever the lesion looks like, or if it's something to worry about or not, the referring dentists learn more and more what is normal, what's abnormal, and then that makes it less likely that, we'll miss things in the future.
Right. And these people, most of these people don't have, they're not smokers, it's not necessarily environmental factors, right?
That's correct. So the majority of our population now with oral cancer do have the classic risk factors with tobacco and alcohol, but we do see some non-smokers, never smokers, even never smoked a cigarette, that present with tongue cancers and oral cancers. So it's always possible. So I think you're right that if there's any suspicion, if you refer, and we will evaluate and biopsy if appropriate.
Awesome. Well, when we have you on in a couple weeks, maybe I'll know a little more about this lesion I'm talking about. Well, thanks, guys, very much. Looking forward to having you on the show, Dr. Kong, and Dr. Technos. Keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Thanks, Dr. Kvitko, for spreading the word.
Appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Thanks very much. Look forward to it.
Thanks to all the nice folks at Jones Foundation. Thanks to the wonderful folks who allowed me to interview them. Thanks for all of you wonderful folks out there listening to this broadcast and watching it on Ustream TV. And be sure to join me next Sunday and every Sunday morning right here on your favorite station. Goodbye.
Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something.
This is Carly Red from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the hit show on VH1, urging you to tune in next week with my dentist, Dr. Kavitko.
If you're interested in learning more about this and other dental health topics, go to thereasonswesmile.com to access full episodes of Dr. Kavitko's show.
If you'd like Dr. Kavitko, the world's most interesting dentist, to speak at your next event, please call 614-262-9588. That's 614-262-9588, or send an email to speaking@thereasonswesmile.com.
WSNY